Don't really like this, to be honest. This is absolute hell on earth. Oh shit, look at that car. That is not good timing, Tom. What have you done?
Welcome back everyone to what I am desperately hoping is my fourth and final attempt at crossing the country of Wales in a completely straight line. As you learned in part 1, this was a do or die mission. So I was delighted to have successfully snuck through the main farmland section without being caught before making more great ground on day 1. The day was marred by a late encounter with a hidden ravine, which meant the colour of success would now have to be gold rather than platinum. But overall, I was happy that success was still an option.
Imagine if I had to do that in the dark.
That was at least until the early hours of the morning, when I awoke from my patchy sleep to the reality that I might not even be able to move 100 yards, let alone tackle the 27 miles that lay ahead of me. Fucking hell. Morning all. I'm lying in my tent here at 5:30 in the morning and I'm really worried. I'm worried on one level about simply the reality of packing everything away and making breakfast in this sort of wind and cold, but even more so about scaling that thing over there in this wind. Could be too dangerous. That's it, somebody. Come on. The sun will come out, the wind will die down, and you will be up that mountain. Get out. The mountain in question was the most worrying obstacle on the entire mission, and the main purpose for my recce trip 6 days prior, in which I actually climbed up and around this waterfall looking for a safe route up. A pretty mad endeavour in its own right.
I won't lie, that was a bit hairy then. There was just drops and I was above it.
The result of the recce was that same line tweak that cleverly incorporated the sheep pen descent, but that not so cleverly resulted in this.
No way, I can't get over that.
In this case, the tweak had brought the line away from the waterfall and into slightly safer regions, and thanks to the morning sun, which seemed to have scared off the nasty weather, I was actually quite excited to get this thing done.
That is the line. So the route I'm going to take is up by those 2 trees there. It's going to be steep, but I think it's going to be okay. And if I deviate towards the 50-meter mark, so be it. I'd rather be safe. Let's go. It's going to be interesting to see just how my legs are today as well, because they took a hammering yesterday. They could easily cramp up at the wrong moment. Ugh. Got to cross this river first though. I'd rather not get my feet wet. Oh. Okay, up we go then. Oh, it's exciting. I'm going to get the GPS out of my pocket at regular intervals. But you've got to have all footings secure at any time. I'm going to try not to look down. I'm just going to look at what's ahead of me, but for now I'm going to look at this screen. Yeah, we're literally 10 meters offline, man. This is great.
Looking up, it seemed like I may have passed the worst of it, but there were plenty more tricky bits up ahead, and the fact that they were higher up made them a lot scarier.
It looks like I can go up there, but I'm not gonna, because there's a huge drop to the left and that scares me. This isn't great, but that is freedom up there, isn't it? So as long as this tree isn't going anywhere. Don't really like this, to be honest. I'm going to reconsider. I'm going to get down here and reconsider. It's just not a lot to grab onto. Yeah, that's the ticket. I don't like the idea of tumbling down there. It wouldn't be good, but it's not death, and as long as I'm grabbing on nicely to this, then there's no reason to tumble. I'm not looking down, I'm just carrying on up. Burn to the eye. Okay, I am looking down. That's not great. I think we're past the worst of it. The steeper bits were at the bottom, as you can see, because you can't see them. But yeah, we're doing it.
But again, that proved to be wishful thinking.
It's still pretty steep, isn't it? Has to be said. Hello, trees. Trees are my friends right now. Not mad about this bit. Just keep rising. Always got those trees to catch me fall. You can always grab onto the brambles, to be fair. So I might do that. A thorn is better than a fall. It's a reoccurring motto on this trip. Don't like that. Do not like that. Let's just get up this time. Get up this bit. Come on, keep going. Fuck the GPS for a minute.
Surely after this ledge the gradient would begin to peter out, I said to myself. But it just kept on going. Each time I looked up, a new swathe of heather towered over me.
Hell.
And each time I turned around, the huge drop got bigger and bigger.
Oh shit.
In the end, I just got sick of it. Like an angry smeargle, I clutched my way up the heather on all fours until finally there was a distinct alleviation in gravitational pull.
Oh yes, that's better. That's better. And we're still online. That's pretty mental, man. I would not want to go down that. And there's Verity. Bless her. Get in. Get the fuck in. What a sight. Beautiful landscape. My dearly beloved fiance. And the scariest obstacle well and truly behind me. It's mad how much your mood can change from 1 hour to the next, 2 hours to the next.
The scariest obstacle of the trip may well have been over and done with, but what lay ahead of me for the rest of the day? Well, simply put, 8 miles of rugged moors, forests and mountains led up to a small section of farmland in a valley near the tiny hamlet of Tallard. If I could move quickly today, I could pass the farms in the evening and camp in the mountains beyond. However, in this latest ocean of sponge, my burning legs were moving slower than ever, and a risky Tallard camp felt likely.
It's just heather for miles. This is the really hard stuff. When the plants are bushy and tall and the moss below it is thick and deep, and every leg is, you know, getting caught on everything, you'd find it hard to imagine in the comfort of your own home. You can probably picture a few footsteps, but what's hard to get across on camera is that it goes on for miles. Imagine that, but for miles. It's hard to convey. What's good is it's not that sodden. It's actually quite dry down there. The fact that that sun's been out for 6 or 7 days now has made a real difference to this trip.
The sun really was the difference between this being a tough experience and an utterly horrible one, as it illuminated these beautiful remote landscapes and kept morale relatively high. A teasing peat bog had me worried for a moment, but apart from this insanely long and seemingly pointless fence, that was the only thing I saw for pushing on 3 miles.
Oh, look at that view now. The epic view we had over that side has now been replaced by a brand new one. Equally as impressive, really. Lots more trees, massive mountains over there. Right now I'm cresting this hill here, and it looks like I might have a bit of forest and possibly a bit of grass. Look at that. That would be amazing for today's progress. Bit of speed.
I was glad to exit the 2-foot heather, but in doing so I seemed to lull myself into a false sense of security.
This is what I'm after today. A fair few pockets of faster moving terrain, tree trunks to weave in and out of. This forest coming up could be tricky due to fallen trees, but they shouldn't cause me too much problems. Should be able to move quite freely in there. Okay, this is actually not the easiest terrain to move around on, as you saw earlier. It's very... Oh no! No, 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 no. That is awful. That is not what I wanted. That's disgusting. That is so annoying. Ugh. Right, let's see if this forest is any kinder. Oh God. Oh yeah, this could be really slow. Oh God, this could be a nightmare. Fucking fallen trees everywhere because it's so sodden. Oh, this is going to make it really hard for me. Get my vital organs out the way. Oh my God, what am I doing? Oh no, this is horrendous. This is the kind of shit that makes straight line missions so difficult. Is that even doable? I don't even know if it is, guys. Look at this mess. I don't think that's safe. And it's so slippy. This is the problem. You've got to have really good balance for this shit.
I think it's safe to say that hopes of a fast moving section were well and truly out the window. All I was focused on now was not tripping or slipping. A slip here and I'd be at the mercy of these sharp branches that could easily impale my throat or eye socket. And if I was lucky enough to miss one of those, there was a good chance of breaking an ankle or even a leg down one of the holes. There was no visible way around it. All I could do was make sure that each step was secure and that I always had something to hold on to keep my balance.
It's quite fun in a way.
Eventually I emerged from that pile, but obviously the worst was yet to come.
Every direction you look is horrendous. Absolute hell on earth. That was horrific. The most difficult fallen tree section I've ever done. Uphill. It's not the kind of thing you can rush. Anyway, we're out. I need to get a move on. Back out onto the open moorland.
On the other side of this forest, no more than 2 minutes later, I saw two people at the brow of this hill. They seemed to be coming towards me from the direction of the two farmers' fields that I would have to shortly cross. If they were farmers though, I was just a hiker on a public trail. And in the end, that's what they were.
Hi, how you doing? Good.
Are you count on some sort of exercise or something?
I'm actually attempting to be all being well, the first person to cross Wales in a completely straight line.
Oh.
Which I've attempted 3 times already and failed for various reasons.
Okay.
It's quite the adventure, but
Yes, yeah.
it's quite grueling, put it that way.
I can imagine.
What are you doing today?
We're just doing a few of these little hills while trying
nice.
not to climb over any actual fences, which is quite hard.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you sort of checking lots of hills off your
Oh,
list?
just little ones today.
Yeah.
There was sheep in that field. They followed us, looking quite menacing.
I'll have to go around these sheep.
You would have come from that direction.
I've come right over that
Yeah.
Yes.
monstrosity.
Yeah, and the Berwins are on the other side of it.
Right, I must have gone over that then.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll leave you to it.
Okay, yeah, have a good
Yeah, thank you. See you later. Bye. Now, this is a treat. Oh, granted an uphill one, but I'll take uphill grass any day. I'm going to get this done and then I'll be meeting Verity for an adventure food. Streamlined path to success. I just want to take this moment to say how happy I am right now, how high I am. The sun out, walking across grass, halfway through what could be and is likely to be a successful Wales mission once and for all.
As premature and foolish a statement as that probably sounded, and probably was, considering there were still a few farms to pass, and who knows how many other hazards ahead of me on this mission, There was a real sense that this was my time and that nothing could really stop me. And now that I had that sense, I wanted to do everything I could to eliminate the chances of it disappearing. And that's why the decision was made to introduce a lunchtime rendezvous with Verity, in which she would have an adventure food pack prepared, as well as a couple of bottles of water. Things I could already prepare using the tools in my bag, but that would eat up into the day and disrupt my momentum.
Wow, look at that valley. Oh my god. Absolutely stunning, that is. Monstrous. Question is, how monstrous are these drops? There's the road. Doesn't look too bad.
I'd intentionally tweaked to the left of the worst of the steep walls at the head of this stunning valley, but the ravine that came down from the road here also looked potentially quite steep.
It's a long way down to that stream there. That is worrying. Can't see it yet. Am I approaching a cliff here? Oof. I tell you what, it's bloody steep, but it's all good. If I slip, I just slide on my arse and there's no deathly drop. You can still grab onto the bracken. It's a great little climbing tool, although that's not professional advice by any means.
After just about making it down on 2 feet, it was over the stream and straight up onto another enormous climb.
See that? That's a ray of hope. It's in the wrong direction, but still. Here's the situation for tonight's camping. Tallard gravel track is 3.93 kilometers away, so about 2 and a bit miles. I've got to cover those 2 and a bit miles in 2 hours, which I can do. Then is the small issue of the whole area is a little bit hot. We're sort of playing it by ear, but basically it might make sense to sleep in the car. I know it's not quite as adventurous, but at this point I think it's obvious. We can't have a repeat of Scotland. We cannot fail this mission. Verity's going to scout it out though, while I scale this never-ending hill.
One of the many annoying things about scaling these mountains from awkward angles is that you never actually get to reach the summit. Well, today, that unexpectedly changed.
Ha! Look at this. I've actually summited a mountain that is bang on my line. I mean, literally, I'd say I'm 5 meters off. Ha! That's incredible, purely accidental. Don't know how high we are. We are heading up that mountain there though.
Not long after this, I realised something about that mountain.
That ominous looking monster over there is the same mountain range that defeated me in Wales 1, albeit much further over, about 3 miles south. I am heading sort of over that ridge there, which is a lot better, but it's still a daunting prospect to want to go over that. Oh, look at this. The sun's coming out, but that's not the main thing. This is the main thing. Grass of some description, and it's downhill. That is an absolute treat. Isn't it mad how the sun always seems to come out and just complement a certain situation? Oh, this is effing glorious. Sun, 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 here it comes. And with that little trickle, we are halfway, officially. Feels good. Kind of feels bad as well, but mainly feels good, I think.
If it didn't feel great, it was only because the remaining 21 miles was almost as long as any continuous straight line distance I'd ever travelled. However, 1 mile into that distance, having reached the Tallard Valley, I was faced with a more pressing issue. Thanks to slightly more favourable ground, I'd made quick progress over the last 2 miles of moors, and because it was only 3 PM, I was very tempted to plough on through the farms this evening and camp up on the Arran Mountains. The risk there was that I don't make it to a campable spot before dark. plan A though, which was to camp by a public footpath on this hill a stone's throw from a farm, felt far riskier at this point. There was a third option, which involved sleeping in Verity's car on this gravel track, but it was close to this house, and with no street view imagery, I had been unable to check it out. One brambly descent later, and I could see for myself.
Okay, that's not good. There is another car in the slip road. Ah, oh, that's a shame. I wonder if we asked their permission. I don't know. I really don't know.
To make matters worse, at the most inconvenient time possible, the satellite GPS decided to permanently turn off, meaning that I was unable to contact Verity, who was already on her way to come and meet me. Eventually it did turn on before anyone from the house could come out to greet me, and I was able to read Verity's interesting solution to the camping problem.
Okay, that's good. Verity's saying I can meet you on the Tallard main road, which is just down there on the line. There is a small inlet we could maybe park at. Okay, I didn't see that on Google Earth, but we'll give it a go. Hell, this looks horrendous. Brambles with rotting log piles underneath them. Are you joking?
A 10-minute skirmish with this bothersome bramble patch kept me hidden from the house until, all of a sudden, it was back into stealth mode.
Okay, I've got to be quick now. This is their land. So I am in farmland territory again, where things can go badly wrong. So over we go, and I'm legging it. Shit, that is bad. How badly in view is that? Pretty bad. Where's the road? Hopefully they didn't see that. And there's the pull-in. Okay, so what we've done is we've pulled over on this tiny little lay-by with a gate, which is conveniently pretty damn close to the line. We're contemplating sleeping in the car tonight, just because, you know, like I said earlier, this is all farmland around here. I didn't have time to go over that mountain, although I was tempted. It's not ideal the way we are parked, but cars can get past. It's just if a local farmer or, you know, a local is inquisitive and is wondering what we're doing.
Not completely at ease in this improvised spot, but confident that I could either come up with a good excuse or, worse come to worse, grab my tent and camp in the dark, we hunkered down, speaking only to one concerned local female driver who thought we'd broken down. Day 2 had turned out to be the opposite of day 1 in many ways. Short at just under 8 miles, but platinum, with the biggest deviations being just 20 metres on that epic first climb, 18 metres at the log pile, and pretty much nothing after that. I had eaten up 700 more metres from the total elevation, but that wasn't great because I now had 2,700 left to climb over 2 hefty 10-mile days. On the bright side, this episode is far from over.
Okay, it's 5 to 8 on Tuesday morning. I'm leaving Verity. I'll see you later. I'm going to go back to the line, which is about 20 metres up here. Then I've got to cross a river, get over a load of farmland. I've got the butterflies, but let's go. Wind is howling today as well. Okay, off we go. Bit of a wobbler there. Okay. Move fast. Okay, how deep is this going to be? Oh, it's not too bad. That's great news. Oh God, has that gone in? I'm not sure. And that's bloody deep. Fuck it. Oh, there we go, that's not too bad. And up this massive hillside we go. There's still a lot of farmland I've got to go through, 5 or 6 fields. And Verity saw a tractor and a quad bike yesterday. They were hard at work, so there's always that chance of being caught. Got 10 miles to do today, and it's ambitious. Everything needs to go to plan, and I've already forgot my gloves.
This was one of those farms that I'd be getting rather close to and that had a terrible uphill escape route. What I didn't realise was that the approach was just as bad.
Yeah, we're going to be right in view. We've got to head right towards the left-hand side of that barn. This is dodgier than what I thought, guys. Just got to go for it. I am really worried. Just got to hope and pray no one's looking at this moment in time. Okay, so far I haven't seen any signs of life, and I'm nearly at the woods. God, man, this is close for comfort. Another river here too. Oh shit, look at this. What do I do? Oh dear. Fuck it. Foot's wet. But I'm over. We are not out of the woods yet. Okay, I seem to be past the farm itself, or nearly, but it's how in view I'm going to be going up this side. Look at that. Fuck.
To my utmost relief, I hadn't seen or heard a peep from the farm, and they'd even gifted me a perfectly placed gate over which I could swiftly exit their innermost fields. Freedom, though, was still a painful distance away.
Lactic acid is going to be raging up here.
My paranoia even had me contemplating dirty tactics.
I'm a bit worried about how all these gates are open. A farmer could easily taz it up here. I'm half tempted to shut them all.
Once more, though, at the modest expense of 2 gulsing quads, another series of fences guided me further and further into the safety of the tufts.
Oh, get in. How nerve-wracking was that? Well, it was for me.
Next up, another pathless mountain climb.
God. Well, I don't know how high we are right now, but I do know I am on cloud 9. Look at this for a view. How is it that I'm standing on top of a mountain in January? I'm hot and I can see for miles. That might not sound too odd to many of you, especially the Aussies, but that is very rare in Britain or Wales.
2 miles of moorland now stood between myself and my next anxiety-inducing obstacle. Another farm whose yard I actually had to run straight through this time. I won't bore you with the ins and outs of the journey there. Instead, I'll just emphasise that it was rather windy.
Some of the most powerful winds I ever come up against!
And just as arduous, yet peaceful and scenic as the last one.
Lovely tumbling stream.
By this point, there was a lot to be pleased about. I'd surpassed my longest ever continuous distance, and was pretty sure I could see the mountain that, all being well, would give me my first view of the beach tomorrow afternoon. As I slowly descended down towards the farm and the unexpectedly steep-looking forest that preceded it with no gloves on, however, the beach was the last thing on my mind.
Can hear a river down there too. Oh man, look how high up I am still. That's what worries me. Okay, this doesn't look too clever. Don't want to fall down there. That would be bad. Let's have a look at other options. Think I can do that. Yeah. Easy does it though. Quite a lot of water coming down. That's really slippy is the problem. Wonder if I can sort of... Oh, there we go. Bit of a leap of faith, that was. Nice. And bang on line, pretty much. Well, that was an unexpectedly tricky little ravine. Let's hope that this farm isn't as tricky as I've been fearing, and that we can get to the meeting point unscathed.
The gradients had been steep, but the fact that I wasn't having to battle through brambles with no gloves on and was just getting to the farm was good for my nerves.
Oh, sheep shit, great.
Before long, it was time to hatch a plan.
Okay, so we're about 200-300 metres from this farmyard now. The good thing about it is it's on the road, so I could run through technically, and as long as they don't physically catch me, I'm through. Not ideal though, because they could phone the police or whatever. At every opportunity now, I'm going to be looking out for activity in there. If there's movement, we've got something to worry about. If there isn't, I can slowly inch towards it and just go for it. There is a public footpath before it in the middle of a field, which is good. It's a bit of a haven for me to stand there if needs be.
The public footpath was one of 25 footpaths I'd marked on my GPS to greatly reduce farmer stress, something I should have done a long time ago. The farmyard itself, whose house and cars I could already see through the wispy treetops, became less active and more junkyardy the further south it went, so this end is where I was hoping to sneak across.
I'm going to hide behind this tree and look for activity. Can't really see any in the yard, which is good.
With a fence almost as wobbly as this camera, I struggle to get over it without my gloves.
There we go, and I'm off.
Now, there had been some excellent timing thus far on this mission, but my decision to vault that fence at that moment, especially after such a thorough scope out, definitely bucked that trend.
Oh shit, look at that car. That is not good timing. Oh shit. That is not good timing, Tom. What have you done? What have you done? Are they leaving? Are they coming in? I think they're coming in. Why couldn't I just wait a little bit longer?
With the woman having definitely looked over at me, I decided to make full use of the sanctuary of the footpath, where I could make it look like I'd accidentally gone off track.
Oh god, what do? Do I pretend I'm on here? Or do I go for it? It's a woman. I think I've just got to go for it, guys. Oh god. No. Not just yet.
The woman had glanced over at me a couple of times at this point, but that soon became number 2 on my list of things to worry about.
Oh god. Not dogs. Oh, I'm dreading this. Why do I do these things? I'm just pretending at the moment that I'm doing something important, trying not to look over. Okay. I think they're probably watching me, or at least keeping half an eye on me. Question is, can I get over all the necessary barbed wire fences, through their land and up that far bank before they get to me? Only one way to find out. It's got to look natural, I think is the main thing. Please don't be a wobbler, please don't be a wobbler. Fuck, it's a huge wobbler. Oh god, so is this. Holy shit, ripped my trousers. I'm going to be getting my feet wet in here, let me tell you. Adrenaline is going. What's in here then? Oh shit, how do I get over that?
I think it was a combination of not knowing what animals were in here, being pretty sure I'd damaged the fence, and not knowing if the woman was on her way down there, that forced me to scan for other options. And that's when I saw this gap.
No, I've got to go through here quick. Now over here. Now run. can't believe that. I think I may have gone into gold there, but that's a result. That's one of the most intense farms I've ever been through. Thank God for the haven of this main road. This is the meeting point with Verity, right by their house. That is safety though. Big fences, a person, dogs barking, it had everything, didn't it? Delighted to be past it, but there could be confrontation yet. That public footpath may have made her just go into the house and just forget about me and not see me break into her yard. Oh God, this is just what you need, this is.
Hopefully I've done it right.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you have. That was intense running through that farmyard.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But she never came out.
Yeah. Yeah, because she probably sees people all the time. She wouldn't think anything else
exactly.
of it, would she?
Exactly.
That's really lucky then. That it's
I know. I said beforehand this might help me out.
Yeah.
Made good time there though, didn't I?
Yeah.
2.25 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
4 miles in said 2.25 hours was a great start to day 3 and kept me well on schedule to reach Camp 3A or Forest Camp, which itself was only 10 miles from the finish line. A delightfully enticing thought at this stage in the game. Less delightful was the 34-metre deviation I just suffered in the farmyard. I definitely could have handled it better in hindsight, but at the end of the day I hadn't been caught, no one phoned the police, and after a much needed refuel I was about to set off once more into the mountains. That wouldn't be the last farm that I'd have to sneak past though, and the mountains themselves would prove to be some of the toughest and most soul-destroying terrain I'd ever come up against. Be sure to tune into the 3rd and final installment of this do-or-die mission to see if my exhausted body can push through and gold run itself onto the golden sands of Barmouth Bay.
Through here, are you joking? Oh God, wretched place. This might be the worst thing I've ever done. This is horrendous. Shit. What the cause of that is, but it's bleeding a fair bit. Oh my God, it's not Verity. That just doesn't look safe to me. I'm not sure whether I'll make the end physically.